So today I'm going to be talking about the California sea lions, a little bit of background about them. We're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a chart and about the percentages based on the ethograms that we did and the timestamps and coded behaviors that we had recorded about these animals on our zoo trip. Let's get started. So my name is Eileen Gongora. My partner is Melanie Angelis. So a little bit of background on the California sea lions. The California sea lion, scientifically known as the Salaphus californianus, is a coastal eared seal native to western North America, and there's one of 6 species of sea lions. It's usually an animal that you most often find at zoos. Its natural habitat ranges from Alaska to central Mexico, including to the Gulf of California. This is not a species that is considered endangered. There are a large populations of them. You can find them in a lot of countries that you go to. They are a species that are increasing, and they're also threatened by other invasive species, populations, and so on and so forth. California sea lions have a very broad intelligence, and they're very susceptible to trainability. That's why they're a popular animal at zoos. And they're able to perform a lot of tricks. They have a good memory, so even when they're not being trained, you could see them in the zoo performing performing behaviors that they have clearly been trained on. And for our hypothesis, we said that the California sea lions in the tank exhibit a synchronized behavior of surfacing and resting at the water surface, which may be related to social bonding and communication, and their interaction with the rock and tank walls could be a form of environmental enrichment or stress relief. As we mentioned before in the previous slide, California sea lions are very capable of performing a lot of tricks and a lot of behaviors that they have been trained on. They're agile swimmers, and they are good with communicating with others, not just within the same species. They often sleep and rest on the land, not just in the water. And in the zoo environment, they're usually fed fish, and they're very sociable animals. They play amongst each other, but they're also very territorial. And these behaviors usually occur when they are younger. When they get older, they actually tend to participate less. We conducted our observation in Central Park Zoo, where we went to a viewing of the sea lions. There were 4 sea lions in the tank, and the sampling method that we decided to use was instantaneous scanned group animal sampling. And we recorded a 15-minute video, and we coded for 15 minutes. I'm gonna show you just a video that we took and uploaded to YouTube, so you could see an idea of how the sea lions acted or behaved. Sorry. There we go. This is just quick video. Sometimes they didn't do much, but as you can see there, they would swim underwater. Sometimes they would resurface one by one. Sometimes there wasn't much action. Just a quick glimpse of what we saw. Now for the results and conclusions, we made an ethogram and the ethogram had timestamps. So in case you don't know what an ethogram is, it's essentially just like a time budget of the total amount of minutes broken up into timestamps of either 15 seconds or 30 seconds. And for us, we did 15 seconds, and we did timestamps of 15 seconds for a total of 15 minutes for each of the behaviors that we saw, which were swimming, socializing, surfacing, non-interactive, non-visible, and resting. I feel like these behaviors are pretty self-explanatory. If they're swimming, either they were swimming underwater. If they lifted their head above the water, then they were surfacing, not just swimming. At times, they would be socializing, not just within themselves, but also with the people. We don't know if that was trained, but they would speak. Non-interactive, which was them just not doing anything, essentially. And I'm so sorry for my dog. And a non-visible, so whenever at times during each timestamp we would only be able to see either 2 out of the 4 or 1 out of the 4. And resting, when they would just surface but stay in the surface for more than like a second, which wouldn't be surfacing, they would be resting. We couldn't include the full ethogram just because it was too extensive to include in one page, but this is this bar graph here shows you the actual percentages of the total amount of counts that we did. So we counted up the behaviors and then add them up and multiply them to 100%, and that gave us, a specific percentage, and we just made that into a bar graph. So for socializing, the group did a roughly 55%. For surfacing, it was probably like 5% of surfacing. Non-interactive behaviors was around 30% of their behavior. Not visible was around 5% of their behavior was non-visible. And for resting, you could see that it's roughly around 80% of the behavior in the total 15 minutes. And that's about it. These are just citations that we used to find our research on the California sea lions and the ethograms that helped us create this. Thank you.